Verstappen slams Vegas. The Las Vegas opening ceremony was a show for the century as Max Verstappen slammed it yet again in another one of those statements that do not do any good for the event. This puts even more pressure on the organizers to put up a pitch-perfect event if they don't want to face fan backlash even more than they have up until now. With the most expected race of the season coming up in just a few days, will we see a bust or a success? Formula One is gambling its fortunes in Las Vegas, investing a staggering $500 million in the highly anticipated Las Vegas Grand Prix, set to unfold in the self-proclaimed sports and entertainment capital of the world. And the excitement surrounding this event has reached a fever pitch as the 2023 race approaches. Recognizing the vital importance of this race for F1's growth, the event is not orchestrated by an independent promoter paying millions for the privilege. Instead, F1 is taking the reins and committing to promote the race for a minimum of 10 years. The strategic rationale is clear. The iconic Las Vegas Boulevard, famously known as the Strip, will serve as the race course showcasing F1 cars against a backdrop of legendary hotels and casinos featured in numerous films and TV shows. This move is seen as a bold initiative to energize F1's expansion, especially in the crucial US market and globally, as the race is expected to draw attention from celebrities, high-rolling VIPs, and for those able to afford it, everyday fans tempted by the premium experiences justified by the sky-high ticket prices. The economic impact on Las Vegas is predicted to be a staggering $1.3 billion. However, this ambitious venture comes at a substantial cost, attributed to economic conditions, F1's dedicated efforts, and the necessary security and traffic measures. Initial expenditures, particularly for the pit building and circuit construction, have already reached $280 million, with total cost projected to reach or even exceed $500 million. In essence, Formula One has placed a monumental bet on the success of the Las Vegas Grand Prix, a wager that carries significant financial risk but promises immense global visibility and growth potential for the sport. For the success of the Las Vegas Grand Prix, it was imperative for Formula One to seize control of downtown Las Vegas, a lesson learned from the lackluster races held 4 decades ago in the Caesars Palace Hotel parking lot in 1981 and 1982. During that period, the races failed to capture the interest of Las Vegas residents, resulting in negligible economic benefits and widespread dissatisfaction among drivers, teams, and fans. The historical context is often overlooked, but it serves as a reminder that in the realm of gambling, there are no guaranteed outcomes. In stark contrast to the past, the new Las Vegas Grand Prix has been strategically positioned in the heart of the city, on public roads, ensuring a stark departure from the shortcomings of the old Caesars Palace Grand Prix. However, this relocation has not been without challenges, as it has caused disruptions and garnered complaints from disgruntled residents. The logistics of managing track closures and traffic flow remain uncertain, but a compromise has been reached with the acknowledgement that F1 must schedule track activity later in the day. This race marks a departure from tradition, with the event kicking off at 1 p.m. on a Saturday night, making it the first Grand Prix to take place on a day other than Sunday since the 1985 South African Grand Prix. It might even set a new record by concluding on a different day than it started. The entire weekend schedule is unconventional, featuring on-track activities on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, without any support races. Formula One has gone to great lengths to accommodate this unique timetable, securing the support of key hotels like the Bellagio, Caesars Palace, and the W. Beyond financial investments, the race holds the potential to become an iconic sporting event and a social media sensation. Formula One is banking not only on a hope for financial success, but also on the possibility of a paradigm shift in how the sport is promoted. And the strategic decisions, timing adjustments, and logistical maneuvers undertaken reflect the determination to make the Las Vegas Grand Prix a resounding success that transcends traditional expectations. But there are many skeptics, even among the drivers, about this event. One of the biggest ones is no surprise here, Max Verstappen. He was not impressed by the pre-race event and said the drivers looked like clowns. "For me, you can skip this. We are just standing up there looking like clowns," Verstappen said, referring to the drivers being presented to the crowd on raised platforms along the main straight. "I don't like all the things around it. I'm looking forward to trying to do the best I can, but I'm not looking forward to this." Even his friend McLaren's Lando Norris echoed a similar view, calling F1 definitely more of a show now than what it was a few years ago. To be honest, I just want to come here and drive and race. I've never been the biggest fan of doing these types of things like we did earlier. It's not what I enjoy doing. I know a lot of this stuff is just part of it, and I'm not saying anything against it, but I do this job because I want to come and drive and race cars. I don't simply enjoy doing these kinds of big events, shows and things like that, but it's part of the job and it's a business, and that's how it has to run at the end of the day. If Las Vegas does prove to be a lucrative venture, showering Formula One with a cascade of cash, extensive publicity, and race experiences worthy of Instagram, it has the potential to reshape Formula One's strategic approach. In the era of Bernie Ecclestone, such a scenario would have been unthinkable, as that regime relied on convincing promoters, ideally with substantial financial backing from governments, to pay exorbitant fees for hosting races, a model that F1 still predominantly adheres to today. However, this approach has its limitations as it places the sport at the mercy of third parties when selecting race locations. In the middle of the excitement surrounding the Las Vegas Grand Prix, with its dazzling lights, renowned casinos, A-list celebrities, and abundant social media opportunities, it's crucial to acknowledge that beneath the glamour lies the essence of the event. A motor race. The Las Vegas track, spanning 6.2 kilometers with 17 turns, presents a seemingly standard issue street circuit, offering a mix of unique challenges against its iconic backdrop. Despite its distinctive features, it shares similarities with other circuits resembling an overgrown Miami, but with a significant difference. The long straights necessitate a setup akin to what teams use in Baku, requiring lower downforce. Some drivers, like Alfa Romeo's Valtteri Bottas, have drawn parallels to Monza with its long high-speed straights and slow corners. However, the challenge lies in the limited availability of high-fidelity track data for pre-event simulations. Teams have their own versions of the track, but without the comprehensive scans they are accustomed to, uncertainties persist. Tom McCulloch, Aston Martin's performance director, notes that while teams have some preconceived notions, the true characteristics of the track surface will only be revealed during the weekend. However, there is another problem. Las Vegas, situated in the Mojave Desert, is typically associated with heat, but deserts can also experience chilly temperatures. The peculiar schedule of the Las Vegas Grand Prix, starting at 10 p.m., presents a unique challenge regarding tire temperature. Last year, during the race at this late hour, the ambient temperature hovered around 11 degrees Celsius, like winter testing conditions in Europe. This poses a significant challenge in getting the tires to the required temperature, as noted by Ayo Komatsu, Haas's trackside engineering director. The low temperatures are anticipated to have a substantial impact on how teams approach qualifying and set up the cars, and Pirelli has assigned the 3 softest compounds in its range and specified a notably high minimum tire pressure. However, achieving the optimum tire temperature may prove extremely challenging, especially for cars that struggle to generate sufficient tire heat. This aspect could pose an interesting scenario for drivers like Max Verstappen and Red Bull, who have faced challenges getting the fronts up to temperature for qualifying laps throughout the year. The potential difficulty in getting the tires to work properly introduces an element of risk, with drivers likening it to driving on ice. There is a heightened likelihood of accidents, particularly considering that the medium tire, known for being tricky, is part of the tire selection. The Pirelli C4, labeled as a very peaky tire with a particularly narrow operating window, could add complexity to the already demanding conditions. The tire temperature challenge at the Las Vegas Grand Prix underscores the intricacies and uncertainties that teams and drivers must navigate during this unique night race in the desert environment. Determining the success of the Las Vegas Grand Prix is very uncertain, and a definitive verdict may not emerge until the next races unfold, but despite this, Formula One expresses confidence that the event is a surefire success. The ultimate metric, of course, will be the tangible impact on F1's financial bottom line. For many F1 fans, the race may pose some concerns, not only due to the high ticket prices, starting at $500 for the cheapest admission ticket on general sale over the 3 days, but also because of the heavy emphasis on celebrities, glitz and glamour, potentially overshadowing the racing itself. Speculations about declining hotel room rates and the availability of tickets close to the event suggest that uptake might not meet initial expectations, but organizers state that room rates are unrelated to F1 bookings and that the deliberate strategy was in place to reserve some tickets for latecomers. Regardless of these uncertainties, there is a collective interest in the race's success, as it holds the potential to drive F1's growth. A thriving Las Vegas Grand Prix could benefit everyone involved, even those with more traditional views about the sport. The impact of the event on F1's trajectory will become clearer over time, with financial outcomes and viewer reception serving as critical indicators of its success. What do you think? Will the Las Vegas Grand Prix be a success or not? Let us know in the comments below, and we will see you next time.